Alright, we're gonna get started. If anybody else wants to grab a seat, feel free to grab one. There's plenty up front here.
Nobody likes the front row.
Stand up. No pressure. Alright.
This is 4.
4.
4? 2000, right? Yeah, right before COVID. 4.
Okay. Welcome. This is our 4th award night. We're going to recognize some officers of both the fire and police department. We did it just the police department first year. The last 3 years we did it with the fire, so it's been excellent. So we're going to go through our ceremony and see how this works out. Kind of ad-libbing as we go too, so no crazy. First is Pastor Ruth's going to help us with our invocation.
Would you all be with me in a spirit of prayer? Holy One, we ask a blessing on all gathered here this day as we join in celebration of these first responders, the Auburn firefighters and the Auburn Police Department. Their work is unending, often performed without notice or thanks, but always for the benefit of our entire community. We celebrate their achievement and ranks. We give thanks for those being sworn in, and we honor their commitment, the commitment of all, and give thanks for their service. May this be a time of joy and fulfillment. Amen.
Clearly rise to the pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing we're going to do is recognize the years of service, and the fire department's going to give us their
Okay, so we have 3 years of service pins this year, and all 3 members are not here. So, so these will be quick. So what I'll do is I'll recognize each person, and then we'll get the awards to them at a later date. So Lieutenant Steve Davis is receiving his 5-year pin. Firefighter Doug Brown is receiving his 15-year pin, and Firefighter Todd Dignard is receiving his 20-year pin. So,
Alright, perfect. Okay, well, I think most of our guys are here, surprisingly. Oh, no, they're not. One's missing. So the first one's a 5-year service credit. Is for Officer Chance Finney. Okay. Stripe on their side of their uniform, 1 stripe every 5 years. This is Chance's first one, so it's kind of a big deal. And he's doing a great job for us now that he's back. And we're glad to have him. Yeah. For 10 years of service is Officer Lillian Deeb and Officer Jason Einfield. I don't think Jason's here. I can't take too much any criticism because I don't yell at I was a little afraid. That's okay. For 15 years, service strike for Officer Peter Lennon. Thanks, teacher. Very good. And our last one is for Lieutenant Charles Shabbat, which is for 35 years of service. I think it's next thing is we usually have our swearing in. We don't necessarily hire everyone at the same time of year, so they get sworn in over the town clerk's office. So we like to have any officers who were sworn in this calendar year get re-sworn in so their family has a chance to take photos and stuff like that. So that we only have 1 officer this year that we hired, and that's Officer John Nightingale. Swear in. Ready?
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Jonathan Nightingale, do solemnly swear
I, Jonathan Nightingale, do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, defend,
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the state of New Hampshire
and the state of New Hampshire
I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform all the duties
discharge and perform all the duties
incumbent
incumbent on me as a police officer
in the Police Department of Auburn, New Hampshire.
in the Police Department of Auburn, New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Next is the Fire Department Recognition Awards.
Okay, so the first award we'll be giving out is a unit citation. If I could have firefighter Mike Lunchball, firefighter Bob Evans, and firefighter Andrew Flores, which I know is working tonight, come up. So I'll read a little bit of, I'll give you a little history about what happened here. So the date was October 15th of 2023. We received a call for people on the water on Lake Massapequa. The first arriving company officer, which was Captain Glennon, he was in charge of the scene, arrived on the scene and reported that there was people on the water, there was a boat overturned in the lake. At that point, the fire department was dispatched. These three crew members here that are getting the unit citation are receiving this unit citation for responding from here, going to the yacht club where we keep our boat, getting the boat and actually going out and rescuing the members in the water that day. Being October, obviously the water temperature was dropping quite a bit, so we actually went out, made the rescue, and brought the members from the lake in our boat back to the shoreline, where Dairy Medic 3 kind of evaluated them. So I'll just read some more information about it. Auburn Fire, along with Dairy Medic 3, was dispatched for an overturned boat with people in the water. Upon arrival, Captain Glennon gave a report that he could see the overturned boat with people in the water approximately 300 yards from shore. Captain Glennon established command. Boat 1 was dispatched from the yacht club, which made its way across the lake. While they were en route, Chester Fire is an auto aid for us with their boat to any water rescues on the lake. Chester Fire arrived, put their boat in the water. Prior to Chester getting there, these three gentlemen, Andrew Flores along with these two, had our boat out there. Basically, got to the victims in the water. There was a total of 4 people in the water. They were all put into our boat. They were brought back to the shoreline where they were evaluated by Dairy Medic 3. So for the actions that day of these 3 individuals, they'll be receiving unit citations, and the unit citation reads, this unit citation recognizes the crew of boat number 1 for actions taken at the water rescue at Lake Massapequa on October 15th, 2023. So the first one goes to firefighter Mike Lunchball. The next one is to Robert Evans, firefighter Evans. Award goes to firefighter Andrew Flores. Andrew was working on shift tonight, so he could not make it. I do want to recognize all of the crew that was there that day for all of the actions taken. The reason they are just getting it is just because it's just a unit citation just for that one company, which was the boat. But I do want to recognize Chapdelaine, Steve Davis, Tim Dalton, Jonathan Kriegas, myself, I was there, Captain Glennon for running the incident, good job, Alex Phillips, and Greg Gelinas. So that was everybody on the scene along with these 3 guys. So the next award that we give out annually is the Outstanding Fire Service Award. So every year, the department gives out an award to that one person that kind of goes above and beyond every year within the fire department. So this year, this award is going to be going to Mike, if you come back up. So what I did, I went through some of our department incident statistics over the past year, and the reason Mike it was kind of like no questions asked, is Mike's a very dedicated fireman to this town, does a really good job. He's always there when asked to be there. I went through some statistics here just today, because I was wondering actually how many calls Mike won on last year, and the pages just kept printing. So, which is a good thing. So last year we did a total of 636 calls, and Mike actually made 342 of them. Made over 20 of our fire department organized training and stuff. So, like I said, Mike's a very good firefighter, does a really good job, and puts a lot of time in there. And that is all we have.
All right, we have some more awards to the police department. These are awards that are usually recommended by the supervisors, but by no means are these all the good actions that we did all year, right? This is just a sampling of what we have. And you know what he took 50% of the call, like I said. Okay, so the first one is a life-saving award. Like I said, everything's already pretty quiet, but once in a while we actually do have stuff going on. And these are just some of the excerpts on that, so we can sort of line these up here. What I'll read off is, Brian Goulet's not here, he's sick tonight, but I'll read off his citation for him. On May 3rd, 2023, at about 6:43 p.m., Officer Goulet was dispatched to gas pumps at 392 Worcester Road for an unresponsive male who was being administered CPR. Officer Goulet arrived and was able to determine that the male was suffering from a drug overdose. He administered 3 doses of Narcan. The male was stabilized and regained consciousness by the time rescue arrived on the scene. Officer Goulet's quick action clearly contributed to the recovery of the young man and prevented serious injury or death. For this year's award, a license and medal for his efforts. Hanson, come up here. All right, so this is a letter of commendation for Officer Hanson, and this was recommended by one of the supervisors. On October 18th, 2023, at about 5:50 p.m. while on patrol in the town of Auburn, Officer Hanson was dispatched to 264 Tower Hill Road in Candia to assist with a possible burglary in progress. Officer Hanson arrived first on the scene and made contact with a possible suspect walking from the home. Officer Hanson was able to take the man into custody. The Candia police arrived a short time later and were able to determine the man had burglarized the home. Officer Hanson is to be commended for his quick and decisive action, which led to the arrest of the suspect. Officer Hanson is a credit to himself, to the department, and the law enforcement profession. Officer Gardner? Okay. Officer Gardner was busy this year, even though he was at canine training quite a bit of the time, that we all know about. This is another commendation award. This is for June 10th, 2023, at about 3:15 p.m. Officer Trevor Gardner was dispatched to Danac Bridge for a report of an intoxicated male discharging a firearm in public. Officer Gardner arrived at the scene and located the suspect. The suspect denied drinking, denied having a firearm. Officer Gardner noticed that the suspect had a holster on his belt and appeared to be intoxicated. Candia officers McPherson and Pellerin, as well as Officer Lennon, arrived to assist him. Subsequent investigation led to the discovery of a 9mm firearm and revealed the suspect was a convicted felon. The suspect was arrested and charged with felon in possession of a firearm and being an armed career criminal. Officer Gardner is to be commended for his quick actions and thorough investigation that led to the suspect's arrest. Officer Gardner is a credit to himself, the department, and the law enforcement profession. Officer Campos?
He's gone.
Need help?
Yeah.
All right, this is a letter of commendation for both of these officers. On August 16th, 2023, at about 5:50 a.m., pretty early. Officer Gardner and Detective Campos were dispatched to assist the Chester Police Department at 97 Chester Street. The homeowners reporting an unknown man with a handgun had entered his home. Officer Gardner and Detective Campos arrived and met with the Chester Officer Kehoe. The three entered the home and made contact with the man in the home after the suspect's description. The officers saw that the man was armed with a firearm and were able to talk him into surrendering. A subsequent investigation by the Chester Police showed that the man was suffering a mental health crisis and had attempted to break into the Chester Police Department across the street prior to the home invasion. Officer Gardner and Detective Campos to be commended for using excellent tactics and discretion. Officer Gardner and Campos are a credit to themselves, the department, and the law enforcement profession. So this next award is kind of an unusual one that we haven't given out probably for 20 years. And this is for Bill Commissioner Calvert. Coming up. Bill Calvert's been a bail commissioner for
23 years.
23 years for the town of Auburn, so well, for the court, for the Candy District Court, first the Auburn Court, and then the Candy District Court. People don't realize that, or even know that bail commissioners exist, but he's been coming out for nights for 25 years to help the citizens of Auburn by setting bail. I can remember as I was a sergeant, he would come out all the time. Surprisingly, he still was coming out all the time. He's now retired. So we wanted to thank him for all the years of dedication, because this is one of those things that kind of slipped behind the cracks, where people don't even know that this position exists. But he's been coming out every night, well, not every night, but most nights for the last 23 years to help the people of Auburn. Okay, we have a whole crowd for this one. So we Officer Barcelo, Officer Goulet was not here, Officer Lennon, Officer Nightingale, and Candace. How do you say your last name, Lizio?
Yeah, good job.
Well, nailed it. So over the last year, I guess, Auburn's been working on what do they call this thing? They call it the Critical Incident Stress Management Team, okay, which is a critical stress response team. We made a joint one with Auburn, Candia, Chester, and Waterworks. We're the first small town mutual team in the state of New Hampshire. And they respond to critical incidents when a police officer is involved in something, and help them do stress debriefings and help them with referrals to other services. Candace is our clinician that's on call, which how this all started was you wouldn't be able to get any mental health services unless you have somebody already on your team. So that's how this all started. They just did their first response to Hampstead the other day when two officers shot a suspect, and they responded to help them out. So, in recognition of all they do a bunch of training, and they still are, and it's an ongoing thing, but we wanted to recognize their commitment to the town and to the department. And so, along with this, we're going to wrap up our last award. Every year I give out an award to somebody who's done something special for the town or for the police department. And this one is for Officer Leonard. And it's about what we were just talking about here. At the beginning of 2023, Officer Leonard approached the administration with an innovative proposal. Officer Leonard proposed the concept of regional peer-to-peer support teams. For the last several years, officers have needed increased support as critical incidents have become more commonplace. While we would give what support and resources we could, it was always very reactive and relied heavily on other agencies for aid. There was a clear need for additional training and quicker access to resources. Officer Lennon's idea was to pool resources with bordering police departments to be able to access resources and training that was available to large departments. Officer Lennon worked very diligently to bring our four agencies together to commit to a common goal. We now have access to 24-hour peer-to-peer support annual counseling and training, and a certified clinician on call. Our peer-to-peer group is giving input on the state level for peer-to-peer issues, and we are used as a model for other small agencies to follow. Due to Officer Leonard's dedication to the Auburn Police Department and its employees, he is being given the 2024 Chiefs Achievement Award. So, I think that was it, pretty quick, right? Go right through this, because some people want to go over and watch what's going on, so. But thank you everybody for coming. Like I said, this is just what we had for highlights that we could give, but our officers do a great job every year. I just want to make sure that they all know that I appreciate all the stuff they do. I'm not the most thankful guy sometimes.
And one thing I'd like to recognize is Melissa, thank you very much for putting this together. As far as all the members of the department, I appreciate, like I said, everything you guys do. Good job, keep up the good work, and we'll get you on the award list for next year.
So I think both the police and fire department are kind of open if you want to look around, and there's some light refreshments available, and that's it. Right.